Yo, RX back with another breakdown of UFC Macau versus Figueiredo. We back with another breakdown of a card that is early as fuck, but outside of that, it's decent. Like, main event, 10 out of 10, one of the best main events of the year, probably the best fight night main event of the year. Some fun fights on it, a lot of prospects. It's a solid card. They're worth staying up from 3 a.m. till, 10, 11 in the morning, at least for me. Here, probably not. Well, am I gonna do it anyway because I'm not a casual? Yes. I don't know, I'm excited for this card. I don't think it's that bad. I've not got to experience one of these early or late, whatever. It's pretty much Friday night, so fuck. But one of those cards, because the last one was Korean Zombie and Frankie Edgar, which I was not watching. So if you want to count Holloway and Zombie, but even that started at like 6, like their card. So, and if you heard that, yes, I am sick. So if I sound a little quieted, a little more quiet than usual or something, or you hear that a few times, that's gonna happen. My bad. Can't control it. Got sick during the week. It fucking sucks, but I'm still making this video no matter what for you motherfuckers. So I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, besides that, it's a decent card. Great main. Ko's weird. Some fun fights on the card. Road to UFC finales, at least 3 of them. It's a fine card. I'm excited for it. Our second to last fight night of the year. Our third to last card of the year. Of course, we got Thanksgiving break after this, and we're back for 2 more cards. So, it should be fun. Should be a fun way to end the year, even if those later cards are very weird. But we get to those when we get to those. Right now, we gotta get into UFC Macau. For the first time in 10 years, going to Macau. Last one was Michael Bisping versus, what was it? Chung Lee, I believe. So, yeah, we had a little better, we had a main event a little bit better than that. So, let's, enjoy this card and get into it. Before I do, last thing to say, please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs to go by the end of 2024. We're not gonna hit that. We're at 70 with only 3 cards left, 6 videos in total. It ain't fucking happening, but I don't care. I'll keep saying it. Wishful thinking and ease, no matter what. I'll keep making these videos for the love of the game. I hope you all enjoy it, and let's break down some fucking fights. Sick or not, I'm doing this for y'all. So, outside of that, well, I hope you enjoy this video. Let's break down some fights. You ready? I'm not, but I'm not gonna bitch out of this. So, 13 fights. Let's get into it. We begin the night in the lightweight division with a actual pretty solid fight. Good chances ending a finish, and we got 2 guys who are some guys we've actually seen before. With all the debuts on this card, it's a little shocking we're not starting the card with a lesser known fight, but this is a good fight to start tonight, and this was only booked a few weeks ago. Like, this was very late addition to the card, so a late addition, but a good one at that. As in our first fight of the night in the lightweight division, we have Maheshate versus Nikolas Iron Motta. Good fight. Again, is it a high-level fight? No, they're both very bad fighters. Sorry about that. I'm trying not to do that as much as possible, but it's hard not to. But, are these 2 good fighters? No. But are they fun? Yeah, we'll send in a finish. More than likely. And is this a fun way to begin the card? I think so. So, let's stop wasting time. Let's get to our first fight of the night. Maheshate from China. You'll see many Chinese, Japanese, etc. fighters on this card. Obviously in Macau, so let's see if they can have a winning record tonight. Maheshate in the UFC is 2-2 coming out Contender Series. His 2 wins have been Steve Garcia, which is aging fucking amazingly, and Gabriel Benitez. His 2 losses are Rafa Garcia and Slava Claus. So he has one really great win that actually makes no sense in hindsight. Steve Garcia, that win is aging as good as the win can. The dude's about to be Edson Barboza in his next fight, so. And then Gabriel Benitez is a win from earlier in the year. You should beat Gabriel Benitez. Simple as that. A lot closer of a fight than it should have been, but shit happens, you know, so, yeah. And there's 2 losses. The one he fought pretty decent competition, Rafa Garcia. I don't think Rafa's very good, but I get why you would lose to him. Slava Claus beat the shit out of him. Slava's very good, especially in the striking match, which Maheshate had with him. So, like, Machate's mid. He's really tall for lightweight, especially. He's like 6'2". Is he 6 feet? Okay. He has good power in his hand. He's a good striker. He has no ground game, but he's not the best grappler. He's fought is Garcia, and that was pretty much a striking match, if I remember. So, like, he has no fucking ground game, but haven't had to really use it. He has 1 submission. He's never been submitted, so maybe it's not that bad after all. But, yeah, Maheshate, he's still very young, too, 24 years old. Like, we've seen him pretty much grow up in the UFC for the last couple years. Getting to the UFC when he was only 20, 21 years old, which is a blessing and a curse in a way. Ask Chase Hooper, Corey McKenna, Raul Rosas, and many others. So, I don't know. Like, I think Maheshate has talent. Again, his striking's okay. His power, he has good power, but he's showing holes in his game. He's very green, and at 24 years old, that's gonna happen. He has the ability to get better. He just needs to actually get better. So I don't think the kid's bad, but I don't think he's great. Just needs to fix up some holes in his game, and he could be decent. He's tall for the weight class. Good, decent striking with decent power. Just gotta build on that. And then talk about his opponent, Nikolas Motta. Motta in the UFC is 2-1 as well. Really 2-3. He came off Contender Series as well. It just took him 8 years to fucking actually have his debut. His 2 wins in the UFC are Cameron Van Camp and Tom Nolan. His 3 losses are Jim Miller, Manuel Torres, and Trey Ogden. His 2 wins are against 2 bad fighters. Van Camp, most people probably don't even fucking remember, and Tom Nolan, who's a fraud. And then his 3 losses, Jim Miller, fucking legend, Manuel Torres was good at that time, and Trey Ogden is super underrated. Sorry about that. Motta is okay. I don't think he's very good. He has a weak chin. He does not have great fight IQ. His durability, like I said, sucks. His striking is okay. He has a little bit of Naji. Does he have a ground game? Not really. I don't remember. Like, I think the Ogden fight's the only time we've ever seen it. So take that as you will. He has a win over Joe Selecki, so I guess that's something. Yeah, he's not very good, and like him beating Tom Nolan kind of proves my point about him being a fraud, because he is. Motta's just not very good. He's short, 5'9", especially against Maheshate. And unless he can do... I'm trying to think, how could he even win this fight? Just get in close and knock Maheshate out? Like, I just really don't see how that works. So, I guess that worked against Nolan, another dude who's very lengthy for the weight class. Even taller than Maheshate, so take that as you will. But, yeah, Motta's just not good. His chin sucks, which I think will be, shown here. And I just don't think he's that good of a fighter, so... Like, nice win against Nolan, breaking everyone's fucking bets and parlays. But I think that's gonna be his career highlight, because he's just not very good. The betting odds for this fight have Maheshate minus 190 to plus 160. I don't agree. I would have this to pick him, as much as I don't think highly of Motta, and I talked a little better about Maheshate. Sorry. I still think this should be a pick'em. I think either guy could really win this. I'm gonna go Maheshate most likely. I've been debating this fight a lot this week, but I'm probably gonna lean Maheshate. He's taller. I think he's a little bit better. And I think he's just better. So, like, I could see Motta getting the upset. I don't know how, though. Sorry. Like, again, his best past victory is getting on the inside and getting a knockout, which, good luck. So, we'll see if he can spring another upset, but I'm probably gonna lean Maheshate. I think he's a little bit better, and things spoil Motta's parade after that lucky Nolan win, even though Nolan does suck. That's a different story. So my pick here is probably gonna be Maheshate, but I think he might get a finish. 4 knockout wins. He only has 4 knockouts. Motta's been knocked out that many times. Fuck. He literally has. I said that as a joke. I'm gonna go Maheshate by knockout in the fuck. Give me the first or second. I might go first, I might go second, I'm not sure yet. We'll see what I'm feeling. We'll see. I'm leaning first, but I'm also leaning second. We'll see. But, yeah, my pick is gonna be Maheshate by knockout. I say I pick around. So, besides that, good fight to begin the night. And, yeah, I'm gonna go Maheshate by knockout. Don't know the round yet, but should be a fun way to begin the night either way. And, yeah, someone's probably gonna get finished. I really don't see this going 15 minutes. Let's see who goes down. I'm gonna say Maheshate by knockout to begin the night. First or second, I don't know yet. After that, we head to our second fight of the night in the bantamweight division. First of a few fights at bantamweight. This one's definitely not as good as the main event. Nothing really is. But this fight's okay. 2 prospects coming off debut losses. Quotation marks on both, to be honest. As in our second fight of the night, we head to... Is it bantamweight? I believe it is. Yeah. For a prospect battle between Xiao versus Quang Bang Lee. If you don't know who these two are, I don't blame you. Both have been on pretty obscure cards. But if you know who these two are, then you probably don't even care about this fight, because I don't. I know who they are, and I could care less. So, either way, let's just get this done and dusted, because that's not much to say. The battle of 0-1 prospects. Great. We'll start with Xiao, who's 0-1 in the UFC, who also lost on Contender Series to Christian Quinones. That's not aging greatly. Xiao did make it to the road to UFC finale, and he lost to Chang Ho Lee in a fight that was very close. Some people think he won that fight. It was close. I don't think either are that good. I was not impressed with Xiao. I was not impressed with Lee. I thought both were pretty mid fighters, especially for bantamweight standards. And I just did not see much out of either one of them to be that impressed. And do I think it's a robbery? I don't remember. I don't care. I think I gave it to Lee, but again, I don't give a fuck. Overall, Xiao's okay, I guess. I don't think he's terrible, but do I think the UFC level? Probably not. Do I think he's going to do a lot in the UFC? Fuck no. And, yeah. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, but I'm not very high on Xiao. One fight into UFC against another guy I'm not very high on, so we'll see if he proves me wrong. We'll see Saturday night, or morning, whatever. If you talk about his opponent, Quang Lee. Quang in UFC's 0-1, but in my opinion, he should be 1-0. He is coming off a short-nosed UFC debut against Chris Gutierrez. He should have been on Contender Series. He got called up on short-nosed to fight Gutierrez because someone pulled out. He was like Montel Jackson or some bullshit. And he did really good in that fight. I think he got robbed, to be honest. I thought he did really good in that fight against a guy in Gutierrez who had main evented card and is a decent fighter. Quang impressed me. It kind of like Roberto Romero's last week against Onama. He came in a short notice, everyone overlooking him, and I thought he did a really good job with the time and preparation he had, and he gave a really good fight to Gutierrez. Now he's back on a full camp versus a step down. Logic would say he should win this fight, but you never know. We have seen fighters many times coming on short notice, look great, and then suck afterwards after they got hype. Rafa Garcia comes to mind as maybe the GOAT example of that, but there's been many others, and we'll see if Quang is one of those. Again, I was impressed by his debut. I thought he got robbed against Gutierrez, so now let's see how he does against a step down competition in Xiao. So dude is 33 years old. Let's see what this guy can do. He's on a full camp against a much easier opponent. Let's see if this dude's legit. He impressed me in his debut. Let's see him do it again as an underdog again. The betting odds for this fight have Long Xiao minus 150 to plus 125. I disagree. I might, honestly, I might flip those betting odds. Like, just looking at these two's first UFC fights, you got a guy who looked mid versus a mid fighter in a road to UFC finale, versus a guy who looked pretty decent against a UFC veteran on short notice. Now, logic would say, again, Quang should win this fight and should be the favorite. I really don't see why he's the underdog. Sorry. Sick. If you're looking at the records, yeah, 26-9, 8-1, but again, the little we've actually seen of Long on the big stage, he's not looked good. So at least the one fight I saw of him, again, he lost to Christian Quinones on Contender Series, who's not good. So take that for what you will. I'm gonna go Quang Lee here. I think he might be the best underdog on the card. Again, I don't really know why he's an underdog. So sorry, I'm trying to get my voice back. Give me Quang Lee by decision. I think he's better than Xiao. I think he's just a better fighter overall, and he had a way better first UFC fight. So give me Quang Lee by decision, and I really just don't see what these betting odds are seeing. I think Quang is better, more deserving of being the favorite, and we'll see if he proves me right Saturday night. He should, but will he? We'll see. Give me Quang Lee by decision, best underdog on the card, maybe. I said that with Jim Miller last week and he won. I thought those odds were backwards, and I think these are as well. And will lightning strike twice? Let's see. Give me Quang Lee by decision. After that, we move down 10 pounds. I keep thinking this is a bantamweight fight. We move down 10 pounds to flyweight for another fun fight between some good prospects. Well, a good prospect, I don't know about the other one. And then our third fight of the night, we head to flyweight for a very good fight, most likely. I doubt this is going to be that bad. And then our third fight of the night in the flyweight division, we have Lonnie Kavanagh versus Jose Calzifer Ochoa? I don't know how to say that, to be honest. Not gonna be the last name tonight. I have no idea how to say it, trust me. Decent 7-0 prospect battle here. Both guys making their debut. One coming off Contender Series, one was meant to be on Contender Series. This should be interesting. This should be a very fun fight. This is pretty much a Contender Series fight, for being honest. 25, 23 years old, 7-0, 7-0. This should be good. I'm excited for this fight. Let's get into it. We'll begin first with Lonnie Kavanagh. Lonnie, however you say his name, is making his UFC debut, of course, coming off Contender Series where he knocked out Anton Ho, who was another very hyped up prospect. He fucking flatlined him in probably the knockout of the season, or, well, second the best male knockout of the season. in the first 5 of the season, funny enough, and from that minute on, he was easily one of the best prospects from the season, and now it's his time to show up in the big leagues, and let's see how he does. I was really impressed with his debut, or should I say Contender Series fight, my bad, but yeah, I can't really say much. The only thing to do fight one time. Of course, he's come from Cage Warriors, which there's a very 50-50 chance of getting a good fighter. Sometimes they are good, sometimes they are shit. A lot of times it's the latter, but we'll see if alone he can break the streak. Again, I'm excited for his debut. Looked amazing on Contender. He's one of the best fighters from the season, in my opinion. And let's see how he does in the big leagues. Can't really say much else. Nothing to do fight one time. I'm excited for his debut, though. Let's see what he can do. To talk about his opponent, Jose Ochoa from Peru, right? Yes, one of the very few Peruvian fighters joining. Insert names here that I cannot think of. Ochoa's meant to make his UFC. So my bad. Was meant to have a Contender Series fight. I thought he had like 2 or 3 canceled, but he did not. Jack Duffy could not make it to that fight, and he got canned. I guess they were see something in this dude to give him a fight, just overall, and now he's here. Kind of the same situation as Ibo Aslan's last fight against that fucking Rafael dude. Because that Rafael dude had canceled fights, plural, on Contender Series, and now Jose had one. He fought Pantoja's brother. Did not know that. If Pantoja has a brother, and Pierre's brother, but yeah, I've never seen Jose fight a day in my life. He is getting a really tough fight here against Loney. Okay, so let's see what the kid can do. He's 23 years old, 7-0, come from LFA, another really good organization. Let's see what he can do, man. UFC must saw something in him, so come from Shooter Box. That's intriguing. That's very intriguing. Okay. Let's see what this kid can do. If he can upset the debut of Loney Kavanagh, that's a hell of a fucking first impression, so see what the kid can do. The betting odds first I have Loney minus 370 to plus 290. I guess I agree. I've never seen Jose fight, so kind of hard to really give a good betting line. Really, I'm just going off of what I think of Loney, and I think Loney, whatever. I think Kavanagh's very fucking good. From what I've seen, the one fight I saw against Anton Ho, who's probably better than Jose. So I'm excited for this fight, and my pick is gonna be Loney Kavanagh. Let's see what this dude can do. 25 and 23. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good fight, man. I'm gonna go Kavanagh. I think he's better. I've seen more from him, and I kind of feel bad for Jose kind of getting fed to the wolves here. So maybe he can spring the upset, but I'm not gonna hold my breath on that. So good luck. You're gonna need it. So my pick here is gonna be Loney Kavanagh by... Fuck, does he get a finish? Or does he go 15? He's only won twice by decision, 5 times by knockout. Fuck. We'll see. Obviously, Jose never lost, but he's never went 15 minutes. He never even went to round 3. Interesting. I'm not this might be like a Maheshate situation. I have no idea how I think he wins yet. Either decision or knockout. We'll see. I'm leaning a finish, but I could also see a decision. We will see. I'm very... What's the height and all that? Oh, wow. Loney's a little bit shorter. Interesting. Oh, again, this is gonna be like a Maheshate fight. I don't know my finish pick yet, but I am gonna go... Ow. Excuse me. I'm gonna go Loney Kavanagh by... I don't know yet. Maybe decision, maybe finish. When I put my picks in, you'll be able to see that. I don't know yet, but I'm gonna go Loney Kavanagh because I think he's really fucking good, and I'm very excited for his debut. So, give me Kavanagh by I don't know yet, and let's see how he does in his debut. And again, can't overlook Jose. He's undefeated as well. Let's see which O is gonna go. My pick is gonna be Lonnie Kavanagh. We'll see. I don't know by what yet. After that, we stay at flyweight for another fight. I was gonna say prospect fight, but Carlos Hernandez is not a prospect. As in our fourth fight of the night, staying in the flyweight division, we have a fight not as good as the last one, but still not that bad. And then our fourth fight of the night, staying at flyweight, we have Carlos Hernandez versus do I have to try and say this? Nyamjargal, the Art of Knockout, Tumendemberel, Tumendemberel. I think I got about half correct. Yeah, this will be interesting. I don't know much about Mr. Long Name, and I know a lot about Hernandez, so let's see what happened in our fourth fight of the night. We begin with the veteran of this fight, Carlos Hernandez. Sorry, it's a fucking instinct. I'm sick. Hernandez is 2-3 in the UFC. Coming off Contender Series, his 2 wins are Victor Altamirano and Denis Bandar. His 3 losses are Al Nascimento, Tatsuro Taira, and Rey Saruya. Yeah, Hernandez has literally just been used to fight prospects. Like, the only time he didn't fight a prospect was Bandar, and he beat shit out of him, so you know, that's gonna happen. The rest of his fights have just been against prospects. Literally, Tatsuro Taira and Rey Saruya back to back. That's not very favorable, and then this undefeated motherfucker. So, yeah, I feel bad for Hernandez, but at the same time, he's just not very good. Like, is he terrible? No. We have seen him do good things in UFC. Again, that Bandar fight, he looked great. But outside that, like, his striking's subpar, his ground game's not great. He's just he's just not that great of a fighter, and he's just been used as a fucking prospect beater, and a guy who gets beat by prospects, I guess would be a better term for. So, like, he's just not that. He's not that great. He's not bad. He's good enough to test the prospect, but he's not bad enough. But he's not good enough to be anything in the UFC. So you kind of see where I'm going with this. We've seen these fighters before, and we'll see 100 more. He's nothing special. He's just okay. And for fucking Long Name himself, yeah, I've never seen him fight a day in my fucking life. He is coming off road to UFC. He did not fight in the tournament. He just fought on, like, they usually have a fight before the tournament fight, and I guess he impressed enough to get a shot. Yeah, Art of Knockout, he only has 2 knockouts, so that's kind of a bullshit nickname. Again, I've never seen him fucking fight before. I can't really give my take on him. Let's see what this dude can do. Let's see what this dude can do in the big leagues. All I can say, because I can't say his fucking name. The betting odds for this fight are actually a little bit surprising, having Carlos Hernandez at -185 to +150. So they must think this fucking dude's a fraud. So that's intriguing. Very intriguing. I'm gonna go with the undefeated dude, because I don't really trust Carlos Hernandez, and I've never seen this dude fight, so I really can't go off of anything. Give me the undefeated dude. 8-0 from Mongolia. I place not many fighters. There's been a fighter or two, but not many. Give me the Long Name, motherfucker. So, yeah, sorry Carlos, just bad luck, buddy. Yeah, keep fighting these fucking prospects. But apparently the betting odds think you're good. You should win this, so maybe you take a guy's O. But as of right now, I'm gonna go with the undefeated prospect. So, give me the art of knockout, even though he has 2 knockouts by decision. Let's see what this dude can do. I've never seen him I've never seen him fight a second, but maybe he's good. We'll find out Saturday morning, or Friday night, whatever you want to call it. So give me Tumendemberel by decision. I'll learn his name for the recap, because John Anik will probably say it correctly. So yeah, give me the underdog somehow by decision. Now, after the first 4 fights of the night, pretty good fights, we head into the Road to UFC finales. I'm not going to speak much on 2 of these, because I really don't care. I will speak on the first one, because I am actually a little bit intrigued, but overall I'm not going to waste a lot of time on these, because I don't have much to say. The only other Road to UFC fight I saw was interesting got cancelled, so great. But yeah, let's start the Road to UFC fights with our female one in the strawweight division, I believe. Yes, as in our first Road to UFC finale of the night, we have the strawweight one between Feng Xiaocan or Xiaocan, whatever, versus Ming Dr. Xi, or Xi Dr. Ming, whatever. Not gonna waste a lot of time here, since I think this is a very one-sided fight, but I guess you never know. So let's start with the only Road to UFC fighter I think might be good, Feng Xiaocan, Xiaocan Feng, whatever. Feng was really good on Road to UFC, looked great in her first fight, looked okay in her second fight, a rematch against Mika. She seems pretty good. Very tall and lengthy for strawweight at 5'7", 66-inch reach. They did make some Sean O'Malley comparisons at her physique and her fighting style, which is interesting. She is a good striker. 4 KO wins, 5 decision wins. She's decent, 22 years old, 10-2. She seems to be pretty good. Again, I was impressed with her on the Road to UFC. The only fighter I was really impressed with, because again, I don't think the rest were that good. But we'll see how she does under the big lights against Ming, who's not very good. So we'll see what Feng can do under the big lights to win a contract. She impressed me during the show. Let's see if what she does on the big show. And then talk about Ming, I don't really have much to say. I barely remember her fights. They were pretty boring. And yeah, I don't think she's very good. I don't think she's gonna do a lot here. I think good luck. You're gonna need them. She's not very good. So again, good luck. But I don't think this goes very good for her. The betting odds for this fight have Feng -410 to +320. Yeah, I agree with you. Now Feng even bigger of a favorite. She's really good and she should win this. The only real question is, how does she win this? I could see a finish. I'm leaning a second round knockout / TKO. I don't know why. I just think she's much taller than, 5'7", 5'2", 66, 6 feet. I think I'm gonna go Feng by knockout / TKO in the second. I think she should get a finish. Either way, I think she'll win, but I just kinda am feeling a finish here, so I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with Feng Xiao by finish in the second round by knockout or TKO, and man, let's see. Could she just win by decision? Yeah, but I don't know, I see a finish here, so give me Feng by knockout in the second. Will that look stupid if she just wins an easy decision? Yeah, but it happens. Feng by knockout in the second. She's just a better fighter. Only fighter I'm interested in during these Road to UFC fights, so let's see if she can show up under the big lights. Feng knockout in the second. And now for our last two Road to UFC fights, I'm not gonna waste a lot of time here, cause I watched these fights and I barely remember them. As we'll begin first with the featherweight one, right? So the flyweight one. As in our co-main event of the prelims, we have our men's flyweight Road to UFC finale, as we have Kiru Sahota versus Zhang, Hoon, Choi. Not gonna waste a lot of time on this because I barely remember these two. We'll start with Sahota. I barely remember his fights on the Road to UFC. I don't think I was really impressed with either one, so take that as you will. I remember this one a little bit, like I remember it not being the most exciting, so I don't know. I don't know what to say. I barely remember they did a fucking night of Road to UFC fights, and there was one finish out of 10 fights, so it's kind of hard to remember all of this. So yeah, Kira is 29 years old, 5'10", pretty tall for flyweight. Maybe he can spring another upset. Who knows? I barely remember his fights, and what I do remember, it was boring. So, but maybe he'll spring the upset here. Talk about his opponent, Dong Hoon Choi. Dong did beat two guys I actually do remember. Jenisuly, who I believe, that's not a bad win. It's not that bad at all, and he did beat Ang Bish, who I was high on. So after Bish's first Road to UFC fight, so that's a nice win. I remember his fights more than I remember Kira's, and he might just be a little bit better than Kira overall. So yeah, I agree with this being a pick'em. It's really hard to go with either side because neither side seems that great, but I'm probably gonna go with give me probably Choi. Like I said, I remember his fights more, and I think his wins were more impressive. Bish and Jenisuly over Yin and Raul. So give me Dong Hoon Choi by decision. Don't really know. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, cool. Don't really care. Give me Choi, I guess, by decision. And then in our featured prelim, our 135 Road to UFC, that of course would be bantamweight. Another fight I don't really have much interest in, so I guess let's see what happens. Impress me, because you didn't really do that on the show. As in our featured prelim, our men's bantamweight Road to UFC finale this year, we have Jiu-Jitsu Su Young Yu versus Balgyn Jenisuly. Okay, I don't remember these too much either, so let's try and remember. We'll start with Yu. I do remember the Jiu-Jitsu thing a little bit. That was a funny little joke. In his two fights, he looked okay, if I remember. I watched these fights, but this one I watched live, but I just don't fucking remember it. Yeah, you made it to the finale, 2 decisions. Fuck, I don't remember them at all. Let's see what he can do. I'm not really sure what you want me to say. Let's see what this dude can do with his Jiu-Jitsu, because I barely remember. I remember those fights and those fighters, but fuck, I don't remember anything else besides that. So let's see what Jiu-Jitsu can do. And then for his opponent, Jenisuly. Let me try and remember his fights. He actually got a finish. That's impressive. I really don't even remember this, to be honest. Do I remember this fight? Oh yeah, this is really a close fight. I remember this a little bit. yeah, I do remember this a little bit. So I don't. So I remember this was a close fight, if I remember, and yeah, that's about all I can remember. Like, I thought I remembered a little more of these two. I remember even less than I do with the fucking Sahota fight. Betting odds, no fucking idea. I'll probably go Jiu-Jitsu. I remember him a little more, and fuck it, I'll go him, I guess. Maybe I'll change the pick, maybe not. As of right now, I'm leaning Jiu-Jitsu, so I really don't give a fuck. I don't remember these guys really much at all, and hopefully they can do anything impressive, because they did not do it on the Contender Series, on the road to UFC at all, so hopefully they can do something impressive here. I guess give me Jiu-Jitsu by decision. Really no idea, no logic into these picks, just throwing shit at a wall. Jiu-Jitsu by decision. So, those are the prelims done. If you like prospects, you'll love these prelims. Outside of Maheshate, every fight's a prospect. 2 here, 2 here, 1 here, and then fucking 6 here. So this should be an interesting prelims. A lot of young undefeated fighters. Let's see, what, 3, 4 undefeated fighters. Let's see what happens. I'm excited for Lonnie's debut the most, and then Feng I'm intrigued in. Everything else, let's see what happens. Should be fun. Now let's get into the main card, which is more fun fights. Again, I think this card's not bad, and the main card's pretty decent, so let's stop rambling. Only 41 minutes and pretty good time, and a few of these fights, there's not a lot to say, so excuse me. Ow, that hurt. Let's get into the main card. Enough rambling and fucking bodily noises, because I'm sick. Let's begin in the light heavyweight division for our first of 2 back-to-back fights at light heavyweight to begin the main card. And then our first fight of the main card in the light heavyweight division, we begin with Ozzy Diaz versus the Mountain Tiger Zhang Mingyang. Yeah, I really don't get this matchmaking at all. This is pretty much they're pretty much just giving Zhang a highlight reel knockout to be in the main card, so that's what he's gonna do. I won't waste a lot of time here. Let's get into it, I guess. We'll begin with Ozzy Diaz making his UFC debut. He was on Contender Series. He got knocked the fuck out by Joe Pyfer. Since then, he's went 2-0, beating nobody and Bevan Lewis, who was a UFC fighter, and a shit one at that. So, yeah, why is he getting this shot? I really don't know. I guess the UFC really likes him. You can't get any of the Diaz brothers to fight, so just sign some dude with the same name, I guess. Yeah, I really don't know what to say. He's literally just here to be on a highlight reel, and he'll probably do a really good job of that. To talk about his opponent, Zhang Mingyang, a dude I'm very high on after his debut earlier this year. He's a dude who came off road to UFC. He wasn't in the tournament. He just got a fight overall. Looked good. Impressed Dana against Tuco Tukas, who's fighting in a few weeks, funny enough. He, in his debut, knocked out Brenson Ribeiro, and he seems to be a really good prospect. Him and Omer Sy, I think, are the 2 best light heavyweight prospects right now, so let's see him extend to 2-0 just like Omer did a few months ago. Somehow they found Zhang an easier fight than Brenson Ribeiro, which is fucking impressive, so yeah, not very much to say. Zhang hits really hard, he's pretty fucking good. 11 knockouts, 26 years old. Let's see this dude get another highlight reel knockout. The betting odds have Zhang minus 340. You can have him up to 500 in my opinion. Give me Zhang by knockout in the first. Just an easy prediction. Ozzy shouldn't even be here in the UFC in general, let alone here. And Zhang is just going to get a fucking easy knockout. So give me Zhang Mingyang by knockout in the first. Pretty fucking easy prediction. Not much else to say. After that, we stay at light heavyweight for now a ranked fight at light heavyweight, and another fight that is going to end in a finish. This is going to be fun. And then our second fight of the main card, staying at light heavyweight, this time going into the top 15, we have Volkan, No Time, Oezdemir versus Carlos Black Jag Ulberg. If you want a top 15 fight to end in a knockout, this is your fight. We got No Time versus Blackjack. Someone's getting put out. This is going to be fun, and we'll definitely probably will go into round 3, so I'm excited for this. Let's see what happens. This should be the co-main, but, you know, UFC. Let's begin with the veteran Volkan Oezdemir. Volkan in the UFC is 8-6. Some of his best, his wins are OSP, Misha Serkinov, Jimmy Manoa, Alir Latifi, Alexander Ratchik, Paul Craig, Bogdan Gushkov, and Johnny Walker. His losses are Daniel Cormier, Anthony Smith, Dominic Reyes, Yuri Prohajka, Magomed Ankalaev, and Nikita Krylov. I've always looked at Oezdemir as pretty mid. He's okay, but he just hits hard. Like, he has never really been able to beat the top guys. His best one is Ratchik, who I think's overrated. So, like, he can beat these mid fighters like Walker and Gushkov, but overall, like, he's never been able to beat the top guys. Krylov, Ank, Yuri, DC. So yeah, he hits really hard. If he touches you, you're gonna go down, but he just has not been able to touch the top guys. Pause, I guess. So, like, I don't think he's bad, but 35 years old and been really just a gatekeeper. I've never really been high on Volkan. Like, good job, you knocked out Johnny Walker. That's not a fucking accomplishment. So, I don't know, not really much else to say there. To talk about his opponent, Carlos Ulberg. Ulberg back, finally. As he is 6-1 in the UFC, coming off Contender Series. His 6 wins are against Fabio Charant, Tefan Chukwi, Negamarianu, Iho Portieria, Davun Zhang, and Alonzo Menafield. His one loss was in his debut against Kendi Nzechukwu in a banger, one of the best fights of that year. Ulberg's really fucking good. Like, after that Nzechukwu fight, he kind of started off pretty slow. Like Fabio, that was kind of a pathetic performance. And then he really bounced back. Knocked out Tafon, Negu, Ihor, Dawu, and Menafield in 12 seconds. This dude's good. He was meant to fight Jamal Hill and Anthony Smith. Should have happened, and now he's getting Volkan. He would have easily won these fights, by the way. Yeah, good to see Ulberg back finally, going to get another nice top 15 win, continue climbing the rankings at 34 years old. He does not have a lot of time to waste, so let's start getting him up these rankings. A win over Volkan definitely does that, so not really much else to say. The bangouts have Carlos Ulberg minus 230 to plus 190. Yeah, you could have him minus 250 in my opinion. He should win. He should be able to crack Volkan's chin, which has been cracked a few times. Been finished, well, only 2 times. It's already been finished more, and those were by DC and Yuri. Yeah, Ulberg should be able to knock him out pretty easily. He's better on the feet. He's bigger. He's younger. He's had less damage on him. Give me Carlos Ulberg by knockout in the first. He's just better. So, like, shitty kickboxing doesn't produce a lot of talent, but Ulberg might be their best fighter at this point, since everyone else is kind of washed or not that good to begin with. So, give me Carlos Ulberg by knockout in the first. Volkan, you got 2 weak wins. Time to get back on track of losing to top guys. Ulberg knockout in the first. Could Volkan land that big shot? Yes, but no, he won't. Simple. Ulberg wins. After that, speaking of simple fights to predict, I don't even have to waste time on this, but I will a little bit. And then our third fight of the night in the women's flyweight division, we have the easiest fight on the card to predict, with the biggest favorite on the card, so I think you already know where this is going. as we have in our third fight of the main card, the Joker Cong Wang versus Gabriella Fernandes. Yeah, Cong Wang knockout in the first. Don't even need to say much there. Not even going to say anything about Fernandes. She's just cannon fodder. And I don't really have much to say about Cong either. Besides, she's really fucking good. I'm really excited to see her back. And, yeah, she might be the female Pereira. Has a win over Valentina in kickboxing. Comes to the UFC. Looks really fucking good. This is getting interesting. Cong Wang by knockout in the first. The lock of the night. She's really fucking good. I'm excited. Let's see what she can do against someone just as shit as Victoria Leonardo. But Cong knockout in the first. Simple as that. After that, we go to our fourth fight of the main card in the welterweight division. The old dude battle was the main card. I guess 34 ain't that old, but still, we got some veterans in the welterweight division here in our third or featured bout, whatever the fuck that even means. Our fourth fight of the main card, as we have a very fun fight here. Again, welterweight, very good fighters in that division, young and old, and we got some old ones here. And in our fourth fight of the main card, we have Kenan, the assassin Song, versus Muslim, the king of kung fu, Salikov. This is a fun fight. Two veterans in the welterweight division coming off wins. 34 years old, 40 years old. Pretty good matchmaking, simple matchmaking. Should be a fun fight. Two strikers. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see, if you want to make a counter on how many nose noises or coughs, etc., do that. I'm fucking sick. You're welcome for even doing this shit. I'm just annoyed that I'm sick. It's okay. Kenan Song, 6-4 in the UFC. His wins are Bobby Nash, Hector Aldana, Derek Krantz, Colin Potter, Orlando Bedoya, and Ricky Glenn. His losses are Alex Morono, Max Griffin, Ian Gary, and Kevin Jusay. It's as simple as when he fights a can, he wins. When he fights a decent fighter, he loses. His best win is Rolando Bedoya, which says a lot. He's okay. Kenan has decent striking. He was able to drop Ian Gary. His striking's fine. His cardio's not. His ground game's okay. He looked good against Ricky Glenn his last fight, but it's Ricky Glenn. He's okay. I don't think Kenan's like the most mid fighter possible. Like, he's not a can. He's not gonna lose to bottom of the barrel fighters, but he's never gonna be able to beat even like a fucking Chaos Williams or Carlston Harris, someone along those lines. So Charles Ratke, for example. So, like, he's okay. His striking's decent power in his hands, but cardio, durability, not great. Ground game, not terrible. He's okay. It's that simple. He's an okay fighter, and at 34 years old, he can still hang. He can still hang. Coming off a win, fucking 2-1 in his last 3. Drop again, almost finished Ian Gary. He's decent. I don't got much to say about Kenan. He's the most mid fighter you can imagine at welterweight. So now he's got fucking 6 wins. A lot more than a lot can say. To talk about his old ass opponent, Muslim Salikov. That's a new photo for him. Muslim in the UFC is 7-4. Had a 1-up Kenan. His wins are Ricky Rainey, Nordine Taleb, Starpoli, Zaleski, that's a pretty nice one, Trinaldo, Philho, and Ponzinibbio. His losses are Alex Garcia, The Leech, Nicholas Dalby, and Randy Brown. Yeah, he's coming off a win. Yes, he should still retire. He did not look that great against Ponzinibbio. I think it was more Ponzinibbio just looked like shit. And overall, I just think Salikov, again, needs to retire. Like, he's 40. he's not that good anymore. I don't think if he's ever that good to begin with. He was okay. Like, this was a nice winning streak at one point, but outside of that, every time when he finally got close to the rankings, he got beat by Leach and Dalby and Randy Brown. So, like, again, he's okay, but I kind of see this fight kind of like the Nikolas Dalby fight. Like, on paper, you kind of look at it like, yeah, Salikov should win that, but then he doesn't. He's just very beatable. At 40 years old, his cardio really sucks. His durability's not great. His movement is slow. Again, the only reason he beat Ponzi is because I think Ponzi is just so fucking washed at this point. And then most people don't even think he beat Ponzi, so... Like, Salikov in his prime would probably beat Kavanagh pretty easily. But in 2024, when he's 40 years old and not that good anymore, good luck. Good luck. He can still crack Kavagh's chin, but outside of that, we'll see. The betting odds for this fight have moved from Salikov minus 185 to plus 150. I think those are really off. I would have this a pick'em, to be honest. I could see you leaning either side. I don't think this is a very easy fight to predict, because you got one guy who's just not that great overall versus one guy who is 40. So you kind of gotta debate on which side you want to go with, the mid fighter or the old fighter. Which side am I gonna lean with? Give me the Chinese dude. Give me the guy who I just think's a little bit better than Salikov at this point. And give me the guy who I just think in 2024 is better. Song. Like, I'll take the underdog here. It's hard to trust Salikov. Again, I really only think he looked okay against Ponzinibbio because Ponzinibbio is fucking super washed. And then his last one before that was 2 years ago against Philho, who's awful. So, I think Song has the ability to not get knocked out here and win. Salikov might take round one, but I think Kavanagh can turn on in the second, and especially in the third, when Salikov really gasses out. And I think Kavanagh should win this fight. He has better cardio, he's younger, he's taller. Give me Kavanagh. I just think he's riding better momentum, especially lately. Give me Kavanagh Song by decision. I just think he's better than Salikov in 2024, and I guess we'll only have one way to find out, but like I said, my only worry is he gets knocked out early, but I don't really think that's happened. Who's knocked him out quickly? Max Griffin, who's better than Salikov. So, sorry. Give me Kavanagh Song by decision. I think he has better cardio. I know I brought that up for him as well, but he definitely has better cardio in my opinion. And I think he should be able to just keep it a point fighting match like he did against Bedoya and get a decision. So, give me Kavanagh Song by decision. I just think he's better than Salikov in 2024. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will age bad. Kinda hard not to go Kavanagh here. A 40-year-old whose last two wins are Ponzi and Philho. Give me Kavanagh Song by decision. After that, we go to our co-main event of the evening. Our undeserved fight of the week. Undeserved because how the fuck is this fighter getting a top 5 opportunity? We'll talk about that when we get to that. But in our co-main event of the evening, in the women's strawweight division, we have a fight that makes no sense to anyone besides Dana White, between Yan 9 Xiaocan versus Tabitha Baby Shark Ricci. Why the fuck is Tabitha Ricci getting a top 5 fight against Yan Xiaocan? Outside she's dating that Callum Walsh dude Dana loves. Yeah, this fight makes no fucking sense, but funny enough, I think this fight's a lot more competitive and close than people think. So, like, logic-wise, this fight doesn't make sense, but skill-wise, it's pretty fucking debatable, so let's get into it. We'll start with the hometown fighter, Yan Xiaocan, the lesser Yan on the card for once. There's only 2 on the roster, so, that's impressive. Yan in the UFC is 8-3. Her wins are no idea who that even is. Or that Pereira, or that Angela Hill, Karolina Kowalkiewicz, Claudia Gadelha, Mackenzie Dern, and Jessica Andrade. Her losses are Carla Esparza, Marina Rodriguez, and Whaley. I've never been high on Yan. Like, I really don't see what all the hype is about. Her last 5 wins are Angie, who is Angie. We all love her, but she's not that great. Carolina, who is not good until after a certain point of her career. Gabriella, who was washed in 2020. Mackenzie Dern, who's not good, and a fluke against Jessica Andrade, which I think was an early stoppage. And then her losses, Carla Esparza, who's ass, Marina Rodriguez, who has kind of been proven to be pretty mid, and Whaley, which is understandable, and she got submitted in the first round in that fight, so, like, and she didn't even deserve that fight to begin with. It should have been Tatiana Suarez. So, I've never been high on Xiaocan. Yeah, her striking's decent, but outside of that, her cardio sucks. Her ground game sucks. Like, she's just not, I'm not high on her. Like, oh my god, she was able to beat Mackenzie Dern and stop submissions. Wow. Like, I'm just not high on Xiaocan. I've never been. And that Whaley fight just kind of proved my point. She's not that good. Oh, she clipped Whaley a few times. Good job. You clipped Whaley in a fight she already won. Like, that fight shouldn't even made it that far. So, it's kind of fucking stupid. So, like, I just don't think highly of Yan, and at 35 years old, she's gonna start declining more than she already is. Her ground game's fucking terrible. If you can get a takedown on her, you easily win. Unless you're Mackenzie Dern, who doesn't get takedowns, she just tries to go for submissions. So, I'm just not sure what you want me to say. I'm not high on Yan Xiaocan. I'm not gonna pretend to be. She's just mid. I think there's better fighters. Asmund Lucindo, fucking Jillian Robertson. So, I don't know what you want me to say, man. I just don't think highly of Xiaocan as other people. You talk about her opponent, who I also don't think highly of, Tabitha Ricci. Ricci in the UFC is 6-2. Her 6 wins are Maria Oliveira, Poliana Viana, Jessica Penne, Jillian Robertson, Tisha Pennington, and Angela Hill. Her losses are Manon Fierro and Lupe Godinez. No point talk about the Manon fight. That's short notice of a weight class. Actually, the only fights really worth talking about are in this category. I guess we can throw Penne in there. Is Ricci good? Yes and no. Yes, she has a really good ground game. Outside of that, no. Her striking is pretty terrible. Her cardio is okay. Her last 2 performances have not been impressive. She could easily be on a 3-fight losing streak, in my opinion. She lost to Pennington, and Angie, she had a really close fight with that could have went the other way. I'm not high on Ricci. I was at one point going into the Godinez fight, but since her flaws have just been kind of shown, her striking is just not getting better. Her fight IQ is just not getting better. Her takedowns are not that amazing. Like, if she can get you down, yeah, you're kind of fucked, but she has to get you down. So, like, I like Ricci. I think she has talent, but she's just, I'm not high on her as a fighter. I just think she's kind of mid. And not even that bad, maybe mid being generous. Like, again, the only reason she's getting this fight is because she's with that Callum Walsh dude. Who most people are probably saying, who? I don't blame you. Because who the fuck is Callum Walsh? So, maybe she shocks the world and get the win here. She easily could get takedowns, but I don't know. I truly don't know. I think Ricci has potential and talent, but she's just not getting better. The same problem I have with Mackenzie Dern. She doesn't get better. Fix your fucking striking. Stop training your grappling. We know your grappling's great. Train what you're bad at, dumbass. It's not rocket science. So, I don't really know what else you want me to really say. This is a fight between 2 fighters I'm not high on. I think Xiaocan's overrated. I think Ricci's not. I don't even think people overrate her. I just don't think. I think most people would agree she's just not that great. This is just a weird fight between. I have to pick one fighter. I don't really think that amazing. And I think the betting odds are fucking insane. Yan Xiaocan minus 200 against a wrestler. You're fucking high. Xiaocan's not that good. like, this should be a pick'em, because this fight either happens in one of two areas. Either Xiaocan wins on the feet easily for 15 minutes, or Ricci takes her down and wins easily for 15 minutes. I could see it going either fucking way, I think. Like, I feel like, again, did we not already have this exact same story with a Yan Xiaonan fight 3 years ago? Did we not already have this exact same story versus a lesser fighter, versus Esparza, who's a shittier fighter than Ricci, who has less striking than Ricci somehow? So I feel like we didn't learn from this. Like, did we not already like have the same thing happen to us before? Like, I get if you like Xiaonan, cool. Like, a lot of people picked her against Weili. I thought they were fucking crazy, and I was proven right. But overall, I just don't see the hype with her. Her striking is decent, but if she can't keep it standing, she's gonna lose. And same thing with Ricci. Her ground game's decent. If she can't get the fight down, she's gonna lose. I know fights are a lot more complicated than that, but in this scenario, it's that simple. If it's striking, you pick Xiaonan. If it's grappling, you pick Ricci. Who am I going with? Fuck it. Give me the younger fighter who I think can. Give me the younger fighter. Give me Ricci. And let me ask you this question: who do you think does better in the others area? Do you think Ricci's a better striker than Yan is a grappler? I say yes. I think Ricci's striking is better than Yan's grappling. And then you gotta factor in cardio. Yan does not have great cardio. We'll look at that Esparza fight again. I'm gonna go Ricci. I'm gonna go with the underdog. I'm gonna go for what the UFC wants to happen. Give me taps of Ricci. I think she can get the fight down. She might lose round 1. If she can get it down round 2, start wearing on Yan. Excuse me. Start wearing on Yan Xiaonan. I think she can get the upset. Since this fight was booked, I thought Ricci could pull the upset. I'm gonna go taps of Ricci by decision. I think she can just get Yan to the ground and win. Will she? I don't know. Am I confident? Fuck no. But could I see it happening? Yes. If they gave me taps of Ricci by decision, I think I'm gonna go with that. I guess I'm gonna go the same as Die Hard, Clint. Maybe that's not the best way to go, but I don't know. We'll see. Give me taps of Ricci by decision. As of right now, maybe I'll change it. I don't know. But I just have a feeling Ricci couldn't get this down and win. I'm not high on Xiaonan. I'm not high on Ricci. But I think Ricci's a little better. Give me taps of Ricci by decision. And now for the main event of the evening, the rare time. I'm not saying the lame event, because this fight is everything but lame. This fight's going to be fucking amazing. One of the best fights of the year, one of the best main events of the year. Easily fight of the night. Probably the best fight night main event of the year. Might win fight of the year. We have a banger in the bantamweight division that I've been wanting to see for a while now, since Figgy moved up and even before then, as we have a battle of former dominant champions, as we have, to end off UFC Macau, a banger between Piotr No Mercy Yan versus Davison Diaz de Guerra Figueiredo. What a fight. High-level MMA at its finest for 25 minutes or less. We're just going to get high-level kickboxing between two of the best when it comes to that. I can't fucking wait for this fight. Oh, God, I'm so excited. I don't need to break these two down. You know Piotr Yan, you know Davison Figueiredo. Piotr, former champion, still one of the best bantamweights in the world after proving he's not washed, beating Song Yadong. Davison Figueiredo, 3-0 at bantamweight, beating Rob Font, Cody Garbrandt, and Marlon Vera. This is gonna be a banger. We know how these two fight. We know how good these two are. What can I say? The betting odds have Piotr Yan minus 300. And I agree, Piotr should win this fight. Like, we know how good these two are. And since we do know that, we know Piotr's better. Yeah, he's gonna take off round 1, but in round 2, 3, 4, 5, it's gonna be the Piotr show, and Figgy's a guy who's been known for bad cardio. Even at flyweight and at bantamweight, I believe he faded against Cheeto in round 3. So, and now you have to add 2 more rounds where we've seen Figgy try and go 25 minutes. It doesn't look pretty. Piotr's gonna beat him. He's younger. He's more hungry right now. He's just, it's hard not to pick Piotr here. I like Figgy. He's very good, and this fight's gonna be great. But let's be honest, Piotr should win. He's the better fighter. And if there's a finish in this fight, which is very unlikely, but if there was, it's gonna come from Piotr Jan. I don't think there's gonna be a finish in this fight. I think it's super unlikely. There's not really a high chance of it. But if there was, it'd be Piotr late in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th. So, but I think it's just gonna go 25 hard minutes, and I think Piotr Jan's gonna be the better fighter. Not for the first 5 or maybe even 10, but when he turns it on, when he collected all his data, Piotr is going to do what Piotr does, and that's going to be just show no mercy, pun intended, and probably just beat Figgy pretty badly. So, give me Piotr Jan by decision. It's hard not to pick him. I like Figgy. I think he's a good fighter, but Piotr is better. Give me Piotr Jan by decision to end a great night off in Macau with a great fight. Could the upset happen? Yes, I could see Figgy somehow bagging the first 3 rounds and coasting off of that, but I just don't really see it. I see he'll get round 1. I don't know about 2 or 3, and definitely not 4 or 5. So, sorry. Give me Piotr Jan by decision in a great fight to end the night. I've probably not a finish happening. I'd be pretty shocked. Piotr Jan by decision to end the night with no mercy, showing just that. Boom. That's the card. To go over my picks one more time. Maheshate by knockout in the 1st or 2nd, not sure yet. Quang Lee by decision. Lonnie Kavanagh by I'm not sure yet. Tumendemberel by decision. Feng Xiaocan by knockout in the 2nd. Hoon Choi by decision. Su Young Yu by decision. Mingyang by knockout in the 1st. Ulberg by knockout in the 1st. By locks of the night, Wang by knockout in the 1st. Kanan Song by decision. Tapsarichi by decision. And Piotr Jan by decision. Bang. That's how you wrap up a night in Macau, China. It's a fun card. It's a really fun card. The prelims just full of prospects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 prospects who could or could not be something. The only ones who we know ain't shit are Carlos, Maheshate, and Motta. And then on the main card, 2 fights that should end in a finish, a great prospect, some old dudes, as I said, some old dudes, an interesting fight, and a great main event. I'm excited for this card. The only downside is at 3 a.m. I'm recording this. I started this recording at around 3 in the morning. The card will be happening right now. It's 4:40 a.m. on going into Friday morning. The card will be happening right now, so that's weird, and I don't hate that, but it's also very weird. But it does confirm you'll 100% get a recap out on Sunday, because I'll have all day on Saturday to do it. So the recap on Sunday, 100% at 1 o'clock most likely it'll be dropping. So at least that it'll make recording a recap easier. But overall, it's so it's gonna be weird. My body doesn't like it, but I like it. So Jan and Figgy will keep us alive and awake. So. Should be fun. I'm excited. A lot of good fights. The really only fights I'm not excited for are these 2. Everything else I'm pretty fucking excited for. Yeah, I'm not super pumped for this, even though the best dog on the card. So I'm excited. A lot of prospects. Cong, Wang, Zhang, Mingyang, Carlos Ulberg, Piotr Jan. He's not a prospect, but still. Feng, Xiaocan, Kavanagh. I'm excited. And if you know ball, you're excited for this too. So I hope you enjoyed the video, the breakdown, all of that. And unless I'm forgetting to say something, which I don't believe I am, like that, I thought you'll get a recap on Sunday for sure. If I really want to, I could put it out on Saturday, but I don't know if I will, especially if I'm not 100%, because I'm sick. So hopefully I feel better by then, knock on wood. But, outside of that, unless I'm forgetting something, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of 2024. It won't happen, but I could dream. Thank you for 70 nonetheless. I love every single one of you, and that's why I'm recording this video sick as fuck right now. So that's why. For the love of the game, baby. For the love of y'all. Thank you. You make this shit worth it. You make me feel like I'm not an idiot for doing this bullshit to myself when I'm sick. So thank you. Besides that, I hope you enjoyed. And as always, unless I'm forgetting to say something, a very sick RX out. Good vibes only and always.